Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome to another episode of Built from Scratch. Quiet down there. We're gonna be finishing up a layer up here. Since last time, I've pretty much just been... I killed a couple trees, but mostly I've been just lighting up the caves down here, because that cave system just goes on forever. I mean, I swear to goodness gracious, I've popped up everywhere from over there to... If I remember correctly, there was one just, like, right on the edge of the forest over there that I popped up in. Yeah, it goes everywhere. I've been trying to light it all up, but it seems like a near impossible task. So it goes all the way from diamond level all the way up to the surface. There's holes. Let's see if I can get over here. There's holes just beyond that mountain right there that actually come up. But today we're gonna do a little bit of building on the lovely little mob spawner thing down here. As you can tell, lighting it up has made it slightly more efficient. You can hear all the mobs down there grumbling and groaning. In fact, I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Let's see, where is it? Hostile creatures, down to about 50%. Because there's going to be a few of them down there. As far as how efficient this is, it's not super efficient yet. It's got to get taller, and it's got to get a little bit more... spawning space for them, and as well as have all this down here lit up so things don't spawn out there to actually make it truly efficient. It's more of a toggle on and off, and I'm going to have to think about ways to make it a little bit more secure. I've already had to put a tower in because enemies were dropping off into weird spots. So let's go ahead and cut this away. That'll end up... I'll lose some of the blocks possibly by them landing down here, but... Hi, creeper. I don't have my bow on me. Otherwise, I would shoot you. But, yeah, you can see there's mobs in there. They want to get to me, but they can't because it's sealed off. But let's go ahead and get into the assembly stage. This is pretty much what I go through each time I add a layer to this. I've got 4 dispensers here, which I didn't ever realize you actually have to have a full bow. You can't have it be damaged at all. So, learn something new every day. But pretty much we just go through here. I'm going to get shot by a skeleton probably eventually. But we aren't too worried about it. Spiders might come up. But yeah, this is how I add a layer. It's pretty simple. You just add those 4 in. Then you throw the buckets in. I usually throw them in the center for my anal retentiveness sake. But that's pretty simple there. I don't know if I actually walked you guys through assembling a level of this. So figured I'd do that today. I could just go back and watch it and tell you for sure, but yeah. I don't like adding false views because YouTube frowns on that, basically. And I only keep archives up to a certain point, pretty much after they've released and gone for a few days, so I know that there's not going to be any problems with it being distributed to people. So, we knocked these out. And yes, I knocked these out manually, because if you use the water flow to knock them out, they will tend to get shoved into these little corners right here. And we're going to go ahead and put in the little dividers for the most part. We're going to have to think about it for half a second. Boop and a boop. And we'll keep this one right here clear, I think. So we can actually see all of them. Okay. Now, usually before I start sealing it up, I'll wander down here. Yoop. Doop. And I'll trigger it off. Eventually, what I hope to do is to put this thing on a timer rather than have it be constantly having to be pushed. But the timer will have to go down below the surface, down by where the kill is. So let's go ahead and turn this on. We're going to see mobs start falling down. Probably the mobs that we just saw up there chilling. Yep, there's a few of them. And they're flaming because they don't have sunlight protection right now. And we kick that off. Let's go ahead and kick it back on real quick. That's turning the water on and off, by the way, for those of you wondering. And we'll see, make sure that everything's working. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's because I have a hole right there. It's okay. It's not knocking any torches off. So apparently the water is working. This is going to be awkward to get up there. But yeah, this isn't how I do it every time. I usually have a block right there. And we have a problem with one of them. So let's go over there and fix it. And it's because it turned to ice. Boop. It's because it's not covered. As you can see, those are not changing. It's only the ones exposed on the surface. So I need to double test that just to make sure that it doesn't happen to those. Because, yeah, if it does, that's going to be bad. Come on, thaw out. Fine, we'll break you. Give me my torch. There's another one that's freezing up. Okay, come on. But it works. So we can go back down. I'll thaw that out in just a second. That's pretty much what we're looking at whenever we deal with this. Let's go turn that crap off. And yes, I'll have double layered floor up there just so you don't get the water. Come on, through the door. So you don't have to deal with that. I've built the cow farm over there as well. I probably won't show that to you guys because it's not impressive and it's temporary for now. But we turned that off. This was made because I kept getting spiders landing on the edge right there. And they can still get through on the little gap down there. So, it's a little scary at times. But I like watching them fall, so it's worth the risk. I can kill a spider. It's not that difficult. So, okay. You didn't pick it up. So we're going to go like that. No, like that. Boop. And a boop. And a boop. No, there we go. There we go. They work. That's all we worry about. And the rest of them drew them back in. Are all of these clear? You can walk around. You can see down to one layer beneath at least. See if there's an ice cube down there. Don't see any ice cubes, so we are good. Good. So we just close this up. Boop, boop, and boop. And we come over here. And normally I'd build the ladder up right now. I just don't have the ladders on me. I need to make some more because I am out. So we're just going to build up and seal this off. Boop and a boop. Resource efficient. Don't put the blocks underneath there. You will need much cobblestone for this. And we come around. We knock off the lovely little snow here to get to this. And we get our torches ready. Because each floor, it's not too expensive, but it does cost a little bit of resources. Because that's going to be our spawning pad right here, by the way. Let's see. Block there. And this is going to be one where the torch sits on the inside. Let's go ahead and knock the snow off. I could have brought my shovel and made some snowballs. I'll make some snow golems later. I actually do need to make a snow farm for building. I am honestly considering changing the walls from white clay. You can't really see it from this angle, but changing them from white clay to snow, as someone pointed out, is a possibility. I'll look at it. I'm not sure the texture works too well with it, though. It makes it look... It's kind of the same problem I have with wool, in that it just doesn't seem to work well. Let's go ahead and dupe and dupe. Come on, get out of the way. There we go. And I'll just go ahead and fast forward through this so you can see it being built. Hopefully that fast forward section wasn't too long. I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the path for the next level. One thing about this is as soon as I put down the torch, it's going to flicker, and I'm going to have to put down the torch again to shut the water off. So you're going to get to see that, I believe. So let's go ahead and drop these down. These are the powered blocks. And this is going to be the water dispenser, and this is where the signal is going to go around to the ones on the other side. So let's go ahead and drop right there. So it'll pick it back up. Did it pick it back up? Listening? Yeah, it picked it back up. Okay. Then we come around to the side. I'm going to go ahead and just do this one just straight up. Boop, 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 boop. And then you have the block here with the torch on the inside. Break it. Drop it again so it picks it back up. That's one of the problems with having the torch so close to the one down below it. But you could make this 3 tall and it would spawn Endermen in there. But as soon as Endermen get hit by water, they teleport. So it's kind of like pointless. I find it more efficient to just have the 2 high so you only have certain things spawning in there. And obviously I have things spawning down there right now because I'm too close to this for enemies to spawn. See, there's a zombie right there. Hopefully nothing spawns right down here because I haven't really gone through the trouble of lighting that up just yet, which is my bad. But we're going to go ahead and do the redstone real quick, and yeah. And there's the redstone. Just a little bit of work there. I could stack up the walls right now and like do this stuff, but right now it doesn't really need to be done, and it interferes with lighting to keep this top part lit up. It's kind of important to keep the top part lit up so enemies don't spawn up here and they spawn in there instead. And we could probably take this off and show you how the different things look from up here, but I already showed you earlier. So we're going to go ahead and drop this on top. Drop a block on top of that. That's going to be the second high. So we're actually going to have one more on top of there. If I can jump right, there we go. And that'll be the signal for coming off and going to these right here. That always works really nice. As you can see, it kind of toggles in between each one, because see, you have the torch going straight into the redstone right there. Here you have to have 2 torches so it splits. So depends on whether you're trying to save redstone or whether you're trying to save building materials as to which one you really want to go for, but the difference very minuscule. So let's go ahead and hop down, whee, and get ourselves some ladders probably. Oh, there's a spider. Spider problems. I don't mind spider problems because they give me Did you just chirp at me? Hi. Come here. Come on up. Come here. Fine, I'll come down to you. Come here. I need your threads. Oh, you're caught in my window. Get out of the way. Get out of there. Bad spider. Oh, but what else can we do today? We could go back down into the caves, but it takes me a while to get back to the unlit parts of it. We do have the first little poster by Hassanka. He's our first question asker, and he decided to have it on the button pole. Obviously, the button pole will be going away. It'll become a normal pole as soon as I get around to building a timer down below. I'm going to show you guys where I plan on building that just real quick, just so you have an idea of what's going to go on. I'm actually going to try and build the timer to come down to this floor and have it go around the outside, like through this section right here, because this is a cave section, but I'm going to tidy it up and make it look a little bit more normal. So if I do distribute this world, you can actually come in and see the redstone working. That is the plan right now. The timer might be too long if I do it like that, so I may have to work out something else, such as maybe even having it go through this part right here. The timer itself, like the switch itself, is right about there. So that's where I'd be bringing it down. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And if you guys are interested in me talking about like various mob farms, I could basically do an episode that covers the different principles behind mob farms, because I actually am going to build additional feeds for this mob farm. I'm going to possibly build a mob transport system so they can be transported from different locations up to this and then dropped through it. So it's going to be a little bit complicated, but in the end, it's going to be worth it. As far as the mob transport systems, the plan is actually to bring them up through this undercarriage section and bring them up to the mob farm, which is going to be a little bit tricky, I have to say. I'm going to go ahead and sleep because there isn't much I can do at night right now besides fight guys. But clearing those caves really did help my resources quite a bit. So let's go ahead and we will look around, see if there's any creepers. Yeah, there's one over there. We need to watch out for that. Before next time, I hope to get more work done on this bridge so you can actually see what's going on. And then I'll start work on clearing all of this out. I don't know whether I'm going to chop down every tree or whether I'm going to use some of the dynamite I've gotten. Not dynamite, TNT I've gotten from these lovely little idiots down in the caves. But we'll see how it works out. If I need to use TNT, I'll probably use it in that section right there to flatten it out, because I do want the village to be relatively level. It's kind of idiotic to have it be too much in the hills. And I still have the zombie spawner down there, as well as another zombie spawner. If I remember correctly, it's that way. But other things to talk about real quick before you guys run off, before the question, is going to be, would you guys like to see me update to the latest snapshot, or would you rather I stick with the official releases? Because I do prefer the official releases because they're less buggy, although I am not entirely sure that the snapshots are particularly buggy right now. The latest one was supposedly pretty good. The one before that was a little bit, yeah, but most of the stuff that's buggy is going to be the kind of creative end of things, which I do hope to dive into on this channel. I hope to get into a map making thing eventually and have that be another series, but that's just a matter of getting the time to do it. So let's go ahead and let me load up the questions real quick and see what we have, and I will be right back with that. Okay, I've decided on a question, and we've kind of gotten to a bit of a anonymous list. I actually know who asked this question, which is kind of funny, but I'm not going to reveal their name. They chose to remain anonymous. But the question is, what got you started making YouTube videos, which I've already covered to an extent, but I will cover it in more detail in another episode. But the big question is, what advice do you have for people new to this hobby who are afraid to start? Truth is, there isn't really much to be afraid of. I mean, if you make certain kinds of content, yeah, you're going to attract trolls, and if you're extremely sensitive to that, it will bother you. And even to an extent, even though I am relatively used to it and I'm aware of trolls, I've worked as a forum administrator for a decently sized web-based game before, had 25,000 users at its peak with like 5,000 players on a given server, 3,000 to 5,000 players. And so I'm used to trolling. I've been through it before, and that little squid is doing a pirouette. I'm going to go ahead and back away from that so I'm not distracted by it. But the advice I have is really just jump in and do it. I plan on releasing a few videos talking about my recording methods and advice on how to get certain qualities out of your videos and what the most important things when making videos are for me and what I find works and what I find doesn't work, as well as tips and tricks on how to set up your thumbnails and stuff like that. And I plan to release videos to help new people along. You can go and find other great channels that have similar advice. Hopefully you'll check out mine whenever they release, and that's usually the best thing to do whenever you're nervous about starting. Really just jump in feet first. Try and get yourself on a schedule as soon as possible, because if you aren't on a schedule, you're going to end up just kind of quitting after a couple months. I'm gonna go ahead and run down there and chop trees while I'm doing this. But that schedule is very important because it takes 3 months to start a habit. And to grow a channel on YouTube, you have to have regular content. at least until you get up to a size where you're just getting passive subscribers for whatever reason. I'm not up to that size, and I don't think I'll be up to that size anytime soon, because I create content that I enjoy more than content that particularly markets itself. But yes, I hear you, cows. I don't have any wheat for you. But if you don't have that schedule, you will get disillusioned fairly quick. There's people I work with on YouTube. I say work very loosely. They create content, I create content, and we collaborate sometimes. It's not always work. It's sometimes just playing games together. But that's one good piece of advice, is just do it. If you have to ignore comments, but don't get discouraged by a reduction in subscribers, because people like being interacted with. At least I think they do. I try and interact with you guys as much as I can. That's my personal philosophy on it. I try to reply to as much as I can. I'm not Mr. Rogers, so I can't reply to everything, but you get the idea. If you're nervous about getting bad feedback or nervous about putting out the wrong content, just stop and think about what you enjoy and try and create content along those lines. An important thing is to remember that you're creating content that you enjoy, not necessarily that you enjoy making all the time. That's one kind of mistake that a lot of people make is, oh, I'm going to go on and I'm going to horse around and people are going to follow me just because I'm having a great time. To an extent, it can work that way, but it really depends on your content and your personality in that regard as to whether people will actually follow you for just you having fun. I try and keep a balance. Like for this, I have fun doing Minecraft, like redstone and building and getting creative builds and just doing stuff in Minecraft. It appeals to me. But if you're just going to be doing like a Hunger Games server every single day, chances are you're not going to grow very much. It's going to get discouraging and you're going to end up quitting. And it's going to be kind of sad for those people that do like your content, that you end up quitting because you just don't have the number of subs you kind of want or need to keep successful. Me, I never really relied on the subs. I do like having the milestones, and I do enjoy seeing what you guys do. I actually do enjoy watching the videos of people that subscribe to me. Don't usually subscribe back because I don't do sub for sub, but yeah. I've seen some rather interesting things. I've even subscribed to people that subscribe to me. Just rarely. But maybe next time I'll go ahead and talk about the channels that I subscribe to, and maybe I'll give you some ideas on how to create your own channel and what you personally enjoy. Hi, where the hell did he come from? He wasn't down there just a second ago. Maybe there's a hole in the ground of that river, which I plan to turn into something more. I plan to shape it up a little bit. But anyway, I've rambled. I am still rambling. But just to simmer it down to a single point, my advice to people who are nervous about starting, just do it and don't care about what people say. Take critique, but don't take offense. Simply put, if I come along and say, oh, you need to fix this, this, and this, but such and such is good, then take it as this is what you're doing right, and here are places where you can improve if you choose to. This is a very personal medium. It's kind of a weird middle ground. But anyway, I will let you guys go, and this has been another episode of Built from Scratch. We did a layer on the mob spawner. I wonder if there's too many mobs up in there right now, because we were down further. Let's see if there are. There might not be. I might not have lit it up good enough. But let's see. Boop. Are you guys going to fall for a big conclusion? No. Oh, there's one. There's two. 3. It's all zombies right now. Darn. But yeah, it'll get more efficient as I do more. But next time I'm Built from Scratch, I'll probably have more building done. I'll probably have a bit more in my farms down there and a bit more sustainable. And I'll be trying to clear this out so we can actually get some stuff going and building this infernal bridge that is taking me forever to do because I just keep putting off thinking, oh, it's not going to produce anything. It's really not. It's just there. But anyway, this has been Alzorath. Keep gaming, have fun, peace out, and I'll see you guys next time on Built from Scratch. Bye. Oh, can only sleep at night. Set. Thank you. Bye.